Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After Drew's breakup, Willow's broken heart needs to be repaired. Watch who picks up the pieces. Let's discuss who will pick up the pieces after Drew Quartermain breaks Willow Corinthos' broken heart, which will soon need to be repaired, according to General Hospital spoilers. The show is already building to Willow's inevitable destruction at the hands of Drew. The writers are positioning Willow for a major collapse the more she claims that Drew would never lie to her or hold secrets. Willow will be devastated when Drew is pushed off the pedestal since she has placed him on one that he doesn't deserve. Although Nina Reeves recently withdrew her confession to Willow about her hookups with Drew, she may eventually decide to come clean. In the end, though, it might be more probable that someone else will disseminate that shocking information. Willow will be humiliated and saddened no matter how she learns. Willow thinks she is the center of Drew's universe and has been praising him while out and about. That could be the case now, but it wasn't always that way because Willow wasn't in love with Drew when he was sleeping with Nina. Drew and Nina should have been forthright about that from the beginning, but they hid their participation and will be held accountable when their liaison is revealed. Willow's opinion of Drew may shift when she discovers that he has been concealing something significant. Willow's mother might become disgusted by Drew's sexual relations with her and realize what a slimeball he is. Naturally, Willow and Nina's relationship will suffer greatly as well. When Nina's deceit destroys Willow's mother-daughter bond, it will be even more devastating for her. What if Willow pushes Nina away and dumps Drew? When Willow's entire world collapses, who will support her? Willow and Harrison Chase have recently reconnected, so it would be wise for the show to capitalize on their well-known relationship. Willow might use Chase as a lifeline and end up falling in love with him once more. When the secret firstborn child of Brooklyn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri is revealed, Chase's marriage will soon fall apart. Chase and Brooklyn's relationship can deteriorate as a result of the Gio Palmieri adoption issue. Instead, Chase might focus entirely on Willow, particularly if the show decides to romantically reconcile them. Stay back for updates on all the messes to come, as our GH predictions suggest that a number of love stories in Port Charles are going to become complicated. According to General Hospital spoilers, Willow will eventually need a hero, and Chase might be the next one. A startling hostage situation rocks Port Charles as Cyrus' last resort. Cyrus Renault is being surrounded by walls. Cyrus is being implicated in a number of other unexplained fatalities, including the killings of Sam McCall and Dex Heller, according to rapidly spreading news around Port Charles. Cyrus is also aware that suspicions have been raised after someone entered his room. Cyrus will have to do something desperate when the vultures begin to circle in order to make sure he escapes punishment for his misdeeds and avoids going back to jail. To avoid being prosecuted, Cyrus will have to target some of Port Charles's favorites. At a significant PC event, Cyrus Renault starts a hostage situation. Cyrus may take matters into his own hands and target those who have mistreated him or those he believes have turned against him, such as Elizabeth Baldwin, Jocelyn Jacks, Lucas Jones, Danny Morgan, Lucky Spencer, Lulu Spencer, and numerous more at a significant event in Port Charles. Since many Port Charles residents would undoubtedly be there, a charity ball or other significant event at the Metro Court or another well-known Port Charles location would be the ideal location for the strike. When Cyrus feels besieged and that holding someone at gunpoint, possibly Elizabeth or Jocelyn, is the last option, he might storm in, pistol in hand, and take everyone hostage. He might have wired the building and threatened to detonate a bomb that would kill everyone. Cyrus makes a deal with the PCPD. To get Cyrus to release the hostages, Police Commissioner Anna Devane and the PCPD would need to make a compromise with him because lives were on the line. At first, Cyrus refused to comply, but Anna persisted and attempted to reason with him. Cyrus would like a speedy escape so he can get out of the country and avoid being charged. With so many lives on the line, Anna and the PCPD would have to do what Cyrus requested. Will they succeed in freeing the prisoners and persuading Cyrus to give up? Will Cyrus get away from the law? Jason Morgan saves the day. Whether he is present or not, Jason Morgan could save the day because so many lives are at stake. He may simply find out what's happening from Anna and become engaged. To put it mildly, Jason is nimble and could quickly outsmart Cyrus and weaken his position of authority before anyone is hurt. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Will Cyrus decide to take matters into his own hands and target the Port Charles residents? Would Jason save the day? Or will Cyrus vanish with the PCPD's assistance? Cyrus of General Hospital is under attack, along with the one person who will expose Jason and Sasha's deceit. General Hospital felt a touch dreary this week. In preparation for Valentine's Day, which will be commemorated on the soap opera next week, there was obviously a lot of possible matchmaking between couples. Jason promised to support Sasha's tale, and we learned more about how Jens and Natalia know one another. The most significant development over the course of the week appears to be that Cyrus's time is finally up. Is the end near? The episode seemed to be setting up a who killed Cyrus scenario, with Danny accusing Cyrus of killing his mother in a crowded Charlie's and Jason threatening to kill Cyrus if he touches his kid again to plot. They have been doing so for some time, but this week it seemed like it would happen sooner rather than later. After that, Alexis yells at Jason that she wants to be the last person Cyrus sees, and Dante confirms to Christina and Alexis that Cyrus is a suspect. At this point it seems like more than half the town is lining up to kill Cyrus. I only hope that before he is removed, we will learn the reasons behind all of these murders. I suggested in last week's piece that Cyrus is only a sociopath, and that there is no pattern or logic to these killings. Since he spied on the nurse twice this week and believes she got him expelled from Turning Woods, it is obvious that he is now obsessed with Elizabeth and possibly Lucky. However, Cyrus declared he had had enough violence in his life, and was choosing peace after Martin pressured his brother to accuse Jason of threatening him. What? In addition, Cyrus wanted to speak with Lucky and try to convince him that everyone misinterpreted his intentions for Lulu, which is why they were at Charlie's. Regaining the favor of his family is his obsession. Cyrus desires peace. It seems increasingly likely that this will develop into a narrative about MPD or dissociative identity. Cyrus has obvious mommy issues, as Martin said. In addition, he had been obsessed with Laura for a long time before turning his attention to Lulu. I want Cyrus to go out with a bang if and when he does. When Cyrus goes out, I want to watch him go completely crazy, dress like his mother or Laura, and pull off his best Norman Bates. Thank you, Tracy. No. Tracy cut them off just as Nina was ready to tell Willow that she had slept with Drew. We really could have avoided your snide remarks and interference this one time, Tracy. Even though I'm exhausted from hearing Willow complain about how terrible everyone is to her, especially since she caused everything herself, I don't want to watch her turn against Nina when the truth is out. But that's exactly what I'm afraid will occur. Willow is now well established in the cult of Drew after jumping from the Dawn of Day to the Corinthos/Quartermain clans. I need to be rescued is not her problem. I don't have an identity of my own is her concern. Nina has attempted to convey this to her. Instead of focusing on where she, Drew, and the kids go, Willow needs to figure out where she and her kids go from here. Tracy interrupts Sasha's father. Jason is thus taking the initiative and supporting Sasha's scheme to make everyone, aside from Danny, think he is the father of her child. Whoa, what a creative idea. Carly is the one who should be able to see through this ridiculous tale because she has been there, done that. How upset will Carly be with Jason for denying her access to her grandson? Carly, karma is a bitch. I suggested in last week's piece that Cyrus is only a sociopath and that there is no pattern or logic to these killings. Since he spied on the nurse twice this week and believes she got him expelled from Turning Woods, it is obvious that he is now obsessed with Elizabeth and possibly Lucky. However, Cyrus declared he had had enough violence in his life, and was choosing peace after Martin pressured his brother to accuse Jason of threatening him. What? In addition, Cyrus wanted to speak with Lucky and try to convince him that everyone misinterpreted his intentions for Lulu, which is why they were at Charlie's. Regaining the favor of his family is his obsession. Cyrus desires peace. It seems increasingly likely that this will develop into a narrative about MPD or dissociative identity. Cyrus has obvious mommy issues, as Martin said. In addition, he had been obsessed with Laura for a long time before turning his attention to Lulu. I want Cyrus to go out with a bang if and when he does. When Cyrus goes out, I want to watch him go completely crazy, dress like his mother or Laura, and pull off his best Norman Bates. Thank you, Tracy. No. Tracy cut them off just as Nina was ready to tell Willow that she had slept with Drew. We really could have avoided your snide remarks and interference this one time, Tracy. Even though I'm exhausted from hearing Willow complain about how terrible everyone is to her, especially since she caused everything herself, I don't want to watch her turn against Nina when the truth is out. But that's exactly what I'm afraid will occur. Willow is now well established in the cult of Drew after jumping from the Dawn of Day to the Corinthos/Quartermain clans. I need to be rescued is not her problem. I don't have an identity of my own is her concern. Nina has attempted to convey this to her. Instead of focusing on where she, Drew, and the kids go, Willow needs to figure out where she and her kids go from here. Tracy interrupts Sasha's father. Jason is thus taking the initiative and supporting Sasha's scheme to make everyone, aside from Danny, think he is the father of her child. Whoa, what a creative idea. Carly is the one who should be able to see through this ridiculous tale because she has been there. Done that. How upset will Carly be with Jason for denying her access to her grandson? Carly, karma is a bitch. Jason's insistence that he couldn't lie to Danny about Sasha's pregnancy pleased me. While his brother Drew has turned into the awful one, Jason is actually becoming a pretty nice father. Like Jason used to do with Sam, Danny, and Jake, Drew started going there a long time ago by choosing Carly over Scout. However, it appears that the goal of the whole scheme they are attempting to execute is to put Sasha and Jason together. Last thoughts on the Stray storyline. Due to her uneven application of the law and performance of her duties, Anna has recently irritated me and many viewers. But I wholeheartedly supported her locking Joss up this week for breaking into Cyrus' apartment. Despite spending a few episodes in the slammer, she and Jason are expected to be released by next week. Brad is ready to go out with GH. I like the moments at the Brown Dog Bar with Maxie and Lucas, as well as Carly and New Jack. I'm yet to form an opinion on how well Carly and this New Jack get along. The fact that Maxie paired Lucas with a model from Deception delighted me, and I hope he's not some cliched, conceited jerk. Even though I appreciate Brad, I don't need him showing off his skills at work or coming up with these plots to get Lucas back. He simply comes out as utterly pitiful. Without Britt, poor Brad is at a loss. Gio and Emma discuss. Gio, you have lovely eyelashes. Oh my god, Dante, you do too. Did Emma make those strange, unexpected remarks or what? The realization that Gio reminds her so much of Dante and Brooklyn appears to be something Emma will start to make. Writers, we understand. Molly and Cody are being paired by you. To prove that point, you didn't have to lock them together on the hospital roof in the bitter cold. And you're a lawyer, Molly. A lawsuit is just waiting to happen because of that defective door. Jeech saves Molly and Cody. Although Rick and Ava were quite attractive this week, Nina will undoubtedly have thoughts about them sharing a bed. In addition, Ava decorated that brownstone flat to perfection. If she needs extra money, she could work as an interior designer on the side. Trina and Kai aren't feeling as compelled as they were at first, but I'm still not there. Natalia, Jach and Jens. Thus, Jens and Natalia were wed at one point. It's a tremendous lost chance to create intense family drama between Sunny, Natalia, Blaze, Christina, and Jens if they don't bring Blaze back now and make her Jen's daughter, whom he was unaware of. Eloy, the invisible son, will probably be brought in and raised as Jen's child. Aiden McCoy is recovering from her traumatic past. If there is one thing we have learned about Aiden McCoy throughout the years, it is that she will not allow anyone to rob her of her joy. News from General Hospital. Aiden McCoy is recovering from her previous trauma. The General Hospital actress, who is most known for playing Jasper Jacks on the popular ABC soap opera, actually appears to be recovering from her previous tragedy. In November 2023, Aiden revealed that her mother Natasha had passed away from cancer, as many of our readers are already aware. The actress even posted a brief message for her followers on Twitter during that period, saying, "Wanted to hop on and wish everyone happy holidays." Additionally, she stated, "I needed to express my gratitude for all of the support over the past few weeks before I take a break from Twitter. It's been an odd year, but I'm still grateful. I'm wishing everyone who reads this health and love." After taking a vacation from the show, Aiden returned to work in January 2024. Due to the death of her mother, Natasha, the actress took a break from filming the serial opera. For a brief period, actress Courtney Folk took Aiden's position. She appears to be enjoying life to the fullest these days, and she naturally shares all of her favorite moments with her followers on social media. She just traveled briefly to Costa Rica with her closest pals. She also appears to be in good health and appears to be quite happy. General Hospital news. What will happen with Aiden next? Furthermore, Aiden is among the most upbeat individuals on the General Hospital set. She is as devoted to her co-stars as they are to her. It's wonderful to see that she is recovering and anticipating a bright future. Additionally, keep in mind that the ABC network broadcasts General Hospital on weekdays. Look up the timings in your local listings. Willow's shattered heart needs mending. See who picks up the pieces after Drew's breakup. Breakups are never easy. They leave behind a trail of emotional wreckage, a shattered heart, and a soul searching for solace. For Willow, the end of her relationship with Drew was no exception. What once seemed like a love story destined for forever had crumbled into fragments of memories, leaving her heartbroken and lost. But as the saying goes, when one door closes, another opens. Willow's journey of healing and self-discovery is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. This is the story of how Willow's shattered heart began to mend and the unexpected people who stepped in to pick up the pieces after Drew walked away. The beginning of the end. Willow and Drew's relationship. Willow and Drew's relationship was the kind that seemed perfect on the surface. They met during their college years, two young souls drawn together by shared dreams and mutual passions. Drew was charming, ambitious, and had a way of making Willow feel like she was the center of his universe. For years, their love story was the envy of their friends. A couple who seemed to have it all. But as time went on, cracks began to form beneath the surface. The pressures of life, career ambitions, and personal insecurities started to take their toll. Drew became distant, his once attentive nature replaced by a cold indifference. Willow, ever the optimist, tried to hold on, believing that their love could withstand anything. But love, no matter how strong, cannot survive when one person stops trying. The breakup was inevitable, and when it finally happened, it left Willow reeling. The aftermath, a shattered heart. The days and weeks following the breakup were a blur for Willow. She felt like a shadow of her former self, her once vibrant spirit dimmed by the weight of heartbreak. Simple tasks felt insurmountable, and the world seemed to move on without her. She questioned everything, her worth, her choices, and whether she would ever find love again. Willow's friends and family watched helplessly as she struggled to cope. They offered their support, but healing is a journey that one must undertake alone. Willow knew she had to find a way to pick up the pieces of her shattered heart, but she didn't know where to begin. The first glimmer of hope, unexpected support. As the days turned into weeks, Willow began to notice the people who stood by her side, offering their unwavering support. It wasn't just her closest friends and family. It was also the unexpected allies who stepped in to help her heal. One of the first to reach out was Mia, a coworker Willow had always admired but never considered a close friend. Mia had been through a similar breakup years ago and understood the pain Willow was going through. She became a constant source of encouragement, reminding Willow that heartbreak, though painful, is not the end. Mia's empathy and kindness were a lifeline for Willow. She encouraged her to take small steps toward healing, whether it was going for a walk, trying a new hobby, or simply allowing herself to feel the pain without judgment. Slowly but surely, Willow began to see that she wasn't alone in her journey. Rediscovering herself, the power of self-love. One of the most important lessons Willow learned during her healing process was the importance of self-love. For so long, she had defined herself through her relationship with Drew, and his departure left her feeling lost and incomplete. But with the support of her friends and the guidance of a therapist, Willow began to rediscover who she was outside of a relationship. She started journaling, pouring her thoughts and emotions onto paper as a way to process her feelings. She also rekindled her love for painting, a passion she had set aside during her time with Drew. Through art, Willow found a way to express her pain and eventually, her hope for the future. Self-love also meant setting boundaries and prioritizing her well-being. Willow learned to say no to things that drained her energy, and yes to opportunities that brought her joy. She started practicing mindfulness and meditation, which helped her stay grounded and present in the moment. These small but significant changes allowed Willow to rebuild her sense of self and regain her confidence. The role of friendship, a strong support system. While self-love was crucial to Willow's healing, she couldn't have done it without the support of her friends. Her best friend, Emma, was her rock throughout the entire process. Emma was there to listen when Willow needed to vent, to offer a shoulder to cry on, and to remind her of her worth when she doubted herself. But it wasn't just Emma who played a role in Willow's recovery. Her entire circle of friends rallied around her, each offering their unique form of support. There was Jake, who made her laugh when she felt like crying, and Sarah, who dragged her out of the house for spontaneous adventures. Together, they created a safe space where Willow could heal and rediscover the joy of life. A new chapter, love after heartbreak. As the months passed, Willow began to feel like herself again. She had mended her shattered heart, not by forgetting Drew or the pain he caused, but by embracing the lessons the experience had taught her. She was stronger, wiser, and more in tune with her own needs and desires. It was during this time of newfound clarity that Willow met Alex. Alex was different from anyone she had ever known. Kind, patient, and genuinely interested in getting to know her for who she was. Their connection was slow and steady, built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. With Alex, Willow felt seen and valued in a way she never had before. But this time, Willow was careful not to lose herself in the relationship. She had learned the importance of maintaining her independence and nurturing her own passions. Together, Willow and Alex created a partnership that was balanced and fulfilling, a far cry from the tumultuous relationship she had with Drew. The lessons learned, a journey of growth. Willow's journey of healing and self-discovery was not without its challenges, but it was ultimately a transformative experience. She learned that heartbreak, while painful, can be a catalyst for growth. It forced her to confront her insecurities, reevaluate her priorities, and rediscover her own strength. She also learned the importance of surrounding herself with people who truly care about her well-being. The support of her friends and family was instrumental in helping her pick up the pieces of her shattered heart. And through it all, Willow discovered the power of self-love and the importance of staying true to oneself. Conclusion: a heart restored. Willow's story is a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is hope. Heartbreak may shatter us, but it also gives us the opportunity to rebuild ourselves stronger than before. With the support of loved ones and a commitment to self-love, it is possible to mend a broken heart and find happiness again. As Willow looks back on her journey, she is grateful for the lessons she learned and the people who stood by her side. Her heart, once shattered, has been restored, and she is ready to embrace the future with open arms. And who knows? Perhaps the best is yet to come. Cyrus' last resort. A shocking hostage crisis rocks Port Charles. Port Charles has never been a stranger to crime, chaos, and power struggles, but nothing could have prepared its residents for the latest shocking event. A high-stakes hostage crisis orchestrated by none other than Cyrus Renaud. Just when the town thought it had seen the last of the ruthless drug kingpin, he made a dramatic return, proving once again that he is a force to be reckoned with. Cyrus Renaud's rise and fall. Cyrus Renaud first made his presence known in Port Charles as a cunning and dangerous drug lord, whose reach extended far beyond what anyone could imagine. His criminal empire thrived on corruption, intimidation, and manipulation. With his smooth demeanor and calculating mind, he successfully infiltrated Port Charles, causing chaos among its most powerful families, including the Corinthos clan, the Ashfords, and the Quatermains. Despite numerous attempts to stop him, it was Laura Collins and Jordan Ashford who played key roles in bringing him down. Renaud was eventually arrested and locked away, but his influence lingered in the shadows. While many believed he was finished, those who knew him best feared he had one final card to play. The breaking point: Cyrus escapes. The events leading up to the hostage crisis began with a shocking twist. Cyrus Renaud had escaped from prison. Authorities were baffled by the meticulously planned breakout, with few clues as to how he managed to orchestrate it. Rumors spread quickly, suggesting that he had outside help, possibly from corrupt officials still loyal to him. As law enforcement scrambled to track him down, panic spread throughout Port Charles. Would he seek revenge on those who betrayed him? Would he try to reclaim his lost empire? The answer came in the most terrifying way possible: by taking hostages in a desperate bid for power. The hostage situation: terror at General Hospital. Cyrus Renaud's target was General Hospital, a place deeply intertwined with the lives of Port Charles's residents. In a chilling takeover, he stormed the hospital with a group of armed men, locking down multiple floors and holding several people hostage. Among them were Laura Collins, Jordan Ashford, T.J. Ashford, Elizabeth Weber, and Trina Robinson. The situation quickly escalated as police, SWAT teams, and local authorities surrounded the hospital. Cyrus wasted no time making his demands: immunity, a private jet, and a significant ransom. He was well aware of the resources available in Port Charles and intended to use every leverage he could to escape for good. The emotional toll: families in crisis. As news of the hostage situation spread, families across Port Charles were thrown into turmoil. Curtis Ashford, fearing for the safety of both Jordan and Trina, was desperate to intervene. Hamilton Finn, knowing Elizabeth was inside, wrestled with his own anxieties while also attempting to provide medical expertise from outside the barricade. Sonny Corinthos, long considered one of the most powerful men in Port Charles, found himself in a difficult position. His long-standing feud with Cyrus meant he was a prime target, and yet he couldn't ignore the danger posed to innocent lives. Meanwhile, Laura Collins, as both a hostage and the mayor, had to navigate the crisis with careful precision. Knowing Cyrus' tendencies, she attempted to reason with him, reminding him of his past failures and the consequences he would face. But Cyrus was unyielding. This was his last resort, and he had nothing to lose. The negotiations: a race against time. Port Charles Police Commissioner Max Scorpio led the charge in negotiations, working alongside Jordan Ashford, who, despite being a hostage, managed to communicate with the outside via coded messages. While Mac attempted to buy time, FBI agents were called in to assess the situation and formulate a tactical plan. Tensions inside the hospital grew, as Cyrus became more erratic with each passing hour. At one point, he forced Elizabeth Weber to provide medical attention to one of his injured men, threatening to shoot another hostage if she refused. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson, ever the brave soul, attempted to use her quick thinking to help create a distraction, but Cyrus' watchful eye made it nearly impossible. Sonny Corinthos moved a dangerous gamble. Realizing that standard negotiations were failing, Sonny Corinthos decided to take matters into his own hands. Against the advice of the authorities, he offered himself up in exchange for the hostages. Sonny knew that Cyrus wanted revenge against him more than anything, and was willing to use that leverage to save innocent lives. Cyrus, intrigued but wary, agreed to Sonny's deal on one condition. Sonny had to publicly denounce his power and criminal empire before the entire town. The demand was meant to humiliate and weaken him, stripping him of his influence in Port Charles. It was a dangerous gamble, but Sonny knew he had to accept. The final showdown: betrayal and justice. As Sonny stepped inside the hospital, the atmosphere grew tense. Cyrus relished his moment of control, but what he didn't realize was that Sonny had backup. Jason Morgan, ever the loyal enforcer, had infiltrated the hospital through an underground passage, positioning himself for a surprise attack. With split-second timing, Jason launched a coordinated assault, taking down Cyrus' men one by one. Chaos erupted as SWAT teams stormed the building, ensuring the hostages were safely evacuated. In the midst of the fray, Cyrus attempted to escape through a hidden exit, but Laura Collins stood in his way. With a gun aimed directly at her, Cyrus sneered, "I should have finished you when I had the chance." But before he could pull the trigger, a single shot rang out. Jordan Ashford had fired, hitting him square in the shoulder. He collapsed, defeated at last. The aftermath: Port Charles rebuilds. With Cyrus Renaud finally taken into custody, Port Charles breathed a collective sigh of relief. The aftermath of the crisis left deep emotional scars, but the resilience of the town shone through. Laura Collins, though shaken, reaffirmed her commitment to keeping Port Charles safe. Jordan Ashford was hailed as a hero, though she knew the battle against crime was far from over. Trina Robinson, despite the trauma, emerged stronger than ever, determined to live her life fearlessly. As for Sonny Corinthos, his actions had not gone unnoticed. His decision to sacrifice his power for the greater good altered the way many viewed him, leading to unexpected alliances and new challenges ahead. But one question remained: was this truly the last of Cyrus Renaud? Or had he simply set the stage for an even more dangerous return? One thing was certain: in Port Charles, danger never truly disappears. It only lurks in the shadows, waiting for the next moment to strike.